Well, to give us the latest thinking about what's going on with ASUU strike, particularly in the University of Benin, we've got Professor Julius Iyasele, who is the chairman of Academic Staff Union of Universities, University of Benin chapter. He joins us from Benin. Good morning, and thank you for joining us this morning, Prof. Could you tell us, first, we understand that your chapter of ASUU is scheduled or considering having a meeting to decide whether or not you're going to continue with the strike. Is that the case?
Yeah, thank you for having me on this program this morning. That is the true situation. There's an information bureau of our national told us to call our members in Congress to decide or take a decision on the offer from government. That's why we're meeting this morning.
So what do we expect from that meeting when it does hold, and what time is it scheduled to hold?
It will be sometime today. You know, these are security issues. However, what I want to posit here is that you are taking a goat to the elders at the square, but however, the goat is deformed on two legs. And of course, and then you are also taking it in the picture to them. So there are so many things that might be wrong with that goat. And so we'll be going back to Congress. We'll be discussing with our members this morning, and then they will let us know what decision, because the strength of our union, actually, the decision-making organ of our union are the Congress across the country, or across the universities in the country.
So is it possible then that after this meeting, that University of Benin may pull out of the strike?
No, the decision to continue or to pull out will be taken eventually by Congress, and that is just one arm of one branch of the union. But however, it will take a referendum which will now return back to our national office, and it will collate the referendum. And of course, the overriding decision will be the majority decision of the branches of the university, of the union in the universities in the country.
In other words, it is possible that after the meeting that ASUU UNIBEN may pull out of the strike?
No, at all. Not at all. Not at all. We will go by popular decision or at the national level.
Mr. Iyasele, I'm really curious about this sudden information that we're getting concerning your university. But I'm poised to ask you that what has informed your decision to even conceive or think about whether or not to pull out of this ASUU strike?
No, I don't know where you're getting that information. We are not pulling out of the strike at all. What we are saying is that we are going to take a referendum this morning as directed by our national president. You would have heard him after an offer has been made to him by the Honorable Minister of Education that he will take it back to his people. And his people, as it were, are the Congress, are the branches. So I'm sure many other branches will meet, and then a decision will be taken. We will collect this decision at the national level before UNIBEN taking a decision, also a direction. That is the way our union works.
So we'll get to know whether you're pulling out or not at the end of your referendum.
It's not pulling out. We will only go by what our national body is going to say. That is, if the national say continue the strike, we will go along with the national. If they say call off strike, we'll go with our national. UNIBEN cannot take a decision on its own.
Are you in touch? Are you in any dialogue with Labour concerning this decision or this referendum that will be coming up later for you?
Labour, the Labour NLC, or are you talking about the Labour Minister?
I'm talking about the NLC.
NLC, of course. We are just an arm of the NLC. We are an affiliate union of the NLC. So it must be my national, that's my national president that is discussing with NLC.
So how then do you interpret your actions? Is this an action that is meant to make the students return to school, or is it an action that is meant to keep them away from school as they are already?
Of course, the union is on strike. Our students are at home, as it is in March. So until we call off strike, students cannot return back to school.
Could you tell us, Professor Iyasele, let's even get your impression about this morning. We were speaking about the lowering of cutoff marks and then reintroduction of the UTME. What do you think about that? Is that something that perhaps University of Benin chapter has considered and thought, okay, if we reduce the cutoff marks and bring back UTME, not a bad decision?
Excuse me, you see, we have always told this country that countries depend on research information to make progress. That is why we are telling this country how important education is. That education, if you need to embark on any decision, policy decision, you must revert back to the university. You must revert back to research. Somebody came up with a research, a University of Ibadan, and I think and it is in public domain in the journals, that the best way you can admit students into the university is through post-UTME. But then the time came in this country when you notice a policy somehow, and we return back to the old order. If you go to our universities, especially mine, at the 100 level, because of another mode that was used last year, the results are so poor because of the method of admission. But it doesn't used to be like that. Somebody has published a paper showing that post-UTME is another fantastic way of teaching students. But here we are, like the rudiment of the Bible, is always we are freed as a nation. We are reverted back again now to